Overtalk me one more time and I'll mute your ass. Me, how did I get lassoed into this one? Oh, right. Well, let's take a long poo-poo on Darth Dawkins. Man, I'm gonna have to buy some stock in Charmin Ultra Strong after this one. Today's show is brought to you by channel members and patrons alike. To contribute to this show, hit that join button or head over to www.patreon.com/theplothole1. That's the number one, not the loneliest number you can ever do. Rack focus. Hey everybody, Johnny O from the Plot Hole here, and it's time. It's time. Don't know what it's time for, but it's time. It's that time. It's doo-doo wiping time. Get your toilet paper ready. Alrighty folks, seeing as how today's dingle turd doesn't post on YouTube, I had to get a little bit creative on this one. Now I want to send a special thank you to Tom Rabbittt for curating so many instances of Darth Dawkins being a dingle turd. Tom Rabbittt, I don't know how you do it. If just after a week of listening to all your recordings of Darth Dawkins, I want to smash my head with a friggin' 2x4. Brace yourselves, everyone. This one gets a little bit bleepy. In order to get a proper idea of the dingle turd that is Darth Dawkins, we first... Well, you know what? I tell you what, let's skip over the fact that he's a presuppositionalist, because that argument is bullshit. I'm not a philosophical genius by any stretch of the word. I'm a layman at best, but even I know that there's a circular reasoning problem with his presuppositionalist apologetics. It just begs the question. So we'll just put that one aside. Put it aside. Put it aside. If you are ever in the unfortunate position of having to listen or being engaged in a debate with Dafty Boy, here are a few things that you can expect. Let's start from, well, not necessarily the beginning, but let's start from early on in the conversation. Now with Daft Man, you are almost guaranteed to get this question right here.
So, good, I don't care. Leo, I'm just curious. Leo, how old are you?
Darth has to ask this because he can't set up his ad hom attack unless he, gets you to admit that you are younger than he is. Or what he'll do is, you'll tell him, I'm 35 years old. Well, you're acting like a teenager. I'm a teenager. I'm blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, well, that answer was not satisfactory.
Well, for you it wasn't, but the thing is, it's not about what you consider to be.
Listen to me.
Please don't overtalk me. It's not about what you consider to be satisfactory. It's about my position. You're asking me about my position, correct? Well, then I gave it to you. It might not be satisfactory, but it's what you're going to have to work with if you're having a discussion with me, which is what you said you're doing.
Time.
Okay, you
done? Responding
you ready?
To me.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to waste my time with these childish responses. You are not responding to me like an adult.
See, Daft Dummy can't debate. He has to use these circular reasonings and the ad hom attacks in order to try and, quote, put you in your place. Because he has no real debating skills. So much so that he almost exclusively stays in his little dungeon in Discord. The one where he has all the power. If he doesn't have the power to kick, mute, and ban, he cannot properly debate you. He'll turn tail and run. As soon as you get anybody in there who recognizes his script, can combat his bullshit, he's done with you. He's got to, all of a sudden, he's got a dinner date or he has to go walk the dog or some dumb bullshit. Another one of Daft's Darthisms is he has to belittle you. As if we didn't establish that one already, but it gets worse.
What did you want to say?
I don't know if he's there.
Who?
The atheist helper.
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm the atheist helper. Go ahead.
Why? Okay.
Go ahead.
I think I changed my mind.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
sorry. I did actually kind of want to ask something real quick. I'm just a little bit shy too, if I'm being honest.
It's okay, go ahead.
No, because a couple weeks ago, my grandmother passed away recently from lymphoma, and I'm just not really sure how to be, I suppose, going with it. Just considering she was heavily religious.
Why do you sound like the other girl that was here today?
Daft is a sad, sad little man who has to assert his self-anointed brilliance over everyone.
25.
It doesn't matter how old he is.
It does matter because I deal with a lot of immature males on the internet, and I want to know what his age is. I want to see
Leo, just give
if
me the word.
You can go ahead, kick me. I don't care. Okay, but you see, every time I ask you a question, Leo, it's always this multitudinous, definitions. Okay. If you're 25 years old,
you know what nuance
you need to start interacting me like you're an adult. Okay,
I have been.
Simply challenging his position means that all of a sudden we're sitting at the lunchroom table in 9th grade. You're a sad little man, Darth. If you can manage to get past all the ad homs and the circular reasoning and just the piss poor argumentation that Darth employs, and you actually get the ability to get a question in, or I don't know, answer one of his questions that he asks, if you don't follow his script, he automatically accuses you of sophistry and gobbledygook because your position is different than his.
I defined God in the conversation in the beginning that God was ultimate, absolute, unconditionally non-dependent, and the source of all possibility in temporal states. Okay, you made no objection whatsoever to that definition. Do you recall?
Yes, but I don't think that definition means that God.
You made no objection, did you?
Sir, please don't overtalk me. It's very rude. I agree.
I didn't get an answer to my question.
I agreed with the definition that you gave, but nothing about your definition necessitates that if it's not the case that God holds those qualities, that he must not exist. Would you like to now qualify your statement that if God does
listen to me carefully. I love that gobbledygook that you just gave me. Now listen carefully.
Okay. All you've given me is a bunch of sophistry and gobbledygook. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Are you enjoying the show? Of course you are. Then why haven't you clicked that like button? Go on, click it. Have you subscribed? No? Well, what are you waiting for? Be sure to tickle that bell too, that way you get notified every time a new video comes out. While you're here, check out all the membership options, the merch store, PayPal links, all that is in the description box. Can't afford any of that? That's okay. A simple like, share, and subscribe is all the support I need, and it's greatly appreciated. Remember, if you build it, they will come. Some of you might be wondering why I'm not showing a whole lot of Darth Dawkins videos. Well, that's because he's too busy hiding in Discord, flexing his mute and ban privileges over anyone who intellectually pushes his doo-doo in. Speaking of somebody who pushes his doo-doo in intellectually, Shannon Q had the unfortunate encounter of a chance. I don't know what it was. I know it wasn't a chance debate, but somebody backed out of a modern day debate with Dafty Boy. So she decided to step in to have a discussion with this guy. And I absolutely love how she completely recognized his bullshit script and deconstructed the man live. He couldn't handle it. He can't stand Shannon Q. That woman lives rent-free in Daft's little head. Check this out.
I'm hoping this will diffuse it a little bit so we can keep, you know what I mean?
I'm not certain that it necessarily
I think she's very uncomfortable that answer.
Hold on, I know, but...
I'm not uncomfortable at all. I answered it honestly.
Yeah. Shannon, now is a good chance.
But I'm not fulfilling I'm not fulfilling the necessary responses in order to lead in a specific direction, and I think that might be what is ultimately frustrating to you, which is why you threw it back on me potentially by saying that I am dishonest. One of the reasons that I'm smiling is because, and you're interrupting. Oh, okay. So evasive. You said some other things about me earlier. I can't remember them verbatim, so I won't assert them. But you cast aspersions on my intentions. And one of the reasons I think that you may have done that, and this is from my perspective, so that you can know how I'm feeling in this conversation as I'm interacting with you, which is an important part of dialectical approaches, is that you're attempting to lead me down a specific path. And the reason is because you have a sort of set of scripted responses. And if one of those responses that I give doesn't hit, instead of exploring what that means to me, what you intend to do is ask another series of questions that leads to, until you ultimately get a response set that allows you to progress along to your ultimate outcome. And that is a little bit frustrating and potentially a manipulation tactic that is something that, while you're calling me evasive, I've actually answered your questions honestly, in so much as I understand them as coherent to me. Okay, and when I asked for clarification, you've called me evasive. But that was actually just me asking for clarification so that I can ensure that I'm answering them honestly.
So now we're clear how you feel. So do you now affirm there is a God?
No, I don't affirm that there is a God.
Okay, then your position entails the falsity of God.
Oh my goodness. It goes right.
Are you afraid to defend your atheism? I mean, I see you regularly on YouTube, proclaiming you're an atheist. So are you still an atheist?
Yes, I would say colloquially yes, but philosophically I'm more of a temporal agnostic.
Okay, well, I explained to you that that's incorrect, okay? Because you do not affirm and assert that God is the necessary prerequisite for fact. That non-assertion is an indirect denial. Are you aware of that?
Shannon Q is a badass. She recognized the script, broke it down, and then broke down the dude.
Fascinating phrasing. Are you aware of that affirms that what you just stated is ultimately correct? And that in my response,
are you aware of it?
Wow, your dialectic approach is really, really fascinating. Like your choices, like when you say, "Are you aware of that?" You're affirming what I just said is accurate. Are you aware that I was accurate? No, because it wasn't really a question. It was a veiled assertion. Which is really, really fascinating. Okay, so can you ask me the same question without "Are you aware of that?" at the end? As an actual question.
Stop with the shtick. Shannon, you can stop with the
You think I have a shtick? That's amazing!
Okay, you guys have said natural. Hold on 1 second. You guys have, hold on 1 second. All right.
You want to do the psychoanalysis?
1 second.
That's so cool!
You guys,
you think
I have 1 second.
All you want, like a schoolgirl, but you're being
I'm just like a schoolgirl, just like a silly schoolgirl. I don't know why you're bothering with me.
Dafty Boy had no way to recover. She wouldn't follow his script, so he had no way of asserting his mental prowess over Shannon Q. Sorry, Darth. You're dumb. He couldn't get her to commit to the script, so he had a meltdown. Speaking of diarrhea, this is what happens when someone actually stands up to Captain Cranium.
He's done that. He's done this before on the previous server. He's not going to do it again to me. Yeah, well, okay, yeah, Doobie. Hey, Doobie. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm either going to quit this fucking server or you're going to remove Armidian. He's been shitting on me. I asked him to leave the room a number of times, and he continues in here on me.
I have witnesses here. I did nothing.
Now, I don't care. Shut the up.
No, I didn't hear anything.
You little fucking little punk.
This is the first time you're actually.
Darth is in the right here. I have had mods shit on me in this server and that server, and I'm not going to have mods on me, especially in my own room. This room was set up for me to debate people, and it was set up so mods couldn't come in and me. He on me, and I asked him to stop, and I asked him to leave.
What we have here is an egomaniac. This is the real Darth Dawkins. Thank you for showing up. A petulant child. Now, I know I've used this string that's about to come up, but I couldn't resist with this one. So here we go. Hey, if any of you are looking for any last-minute gift ideas for me, I have one. I'd like Darth Dawkins, the man-child, right here, tonight. And I want him brought from his happy holiday slumber over there in his mom's basement with all the chorus of sycophants, and I want him brought right here, with a big ribbon on his head. And I want to look at him straight in the eye, and I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worn-headed sack of monkey shit he is. Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol? With that, I leave Dafty Boy right where he belongs, flush down the toilet. I'm gonna need some more toilet paper. Anyway, I'm Johnny O, and don't forget, finger guns, baby. Don't overtalk me! How old are you? Are you a child? You're acting like a 15-year-old boy. Don't overtalk me! You wanna be banned? You wanna be server banned?